Now let's begin. I would like to thank you for being in time from the very beginning. Also thank you again for joining me today. My name is Sue. I am a senior project consultant at Bonad, and some of you might already be familiar with us. Bonad's China branch has been providing market insight and support to institutions, education groups, associations, and program providers with our on-the-ground knowledge and experience in Chinese education sector. Over the years, we've worked closely with the key stakeholder across the industry, helping them to navigate market shifts through data-driven insights. And today, I will be sharing the updated China agency map, along with some valuable market intelligence we gather throughout the data collection process. Before we share the map, I would like to start with a quick overlook of the market using data from Bonad International Education Platform, which our research team regularly updates. Now we are currently updating figures for the second quarter of 2025. So the chart you see on the right side, it's into the first quarter of this year. First, we can look at the student visa approvals. Why I put it here is because that those numbers shows the actual number of students who have successfully arrived in study destination. And the data covers all study level, main application only, offshore applicants only, and they exclude the visa extensions. So what we see is a fluctuation in visa approval across main study destination. We can see Australia and New Zealand steady growth. But overall, there were about 11,000 fewer student visa issued in Q1 2025 compared to Q1 2024 in this study destinations showed on the screen. And I think some of you already felt this. And Canada experienced a 21% drop from 2023 to 2024, mainly due to stricter visa policies include that 2-year cap on international student visa introduced in early 2024 to ease housing pressure. And this cap is expected to further tighten in 2025-26. And the UK, US also saw a decline of 6% and 10% respectively. The UK is holding up relatively well among the traditional English-speaking destination, also based on the intelligence provided by local agencies. And the chart below, looking at the visa grant rate, most countries except Canada have kept a stable approval rate quarter over quarter, which also helped to build a confidence among students and agencies. As one agency put it, our job is not done until the student boards the plan. And a great university doesn't matter if the visa doesn't come through. And that's the point. That's why we're taking a look at this visa grant rates. And then we can see that Australia's grant rate has gradually fallen, even if it's high and stable, but it's a little by little fallen to 91%. And that for UK also dropped to 93% in early 2025, compared to a 96% for India student at the same period. And at Bonad, I consulted with a lot of my colleagues. We don't really expect a significant growth from China moving forward. Students are increasingly exploring alternative options and regional study destinations. At this point, I would like to mention that other source markets are worth watching too. We also have the data on our platform. When I was doing this screenshot, I saw them. It was really nice to watch. But today we are focusing on China. So if you're interested, we can get in touch later. And speaking of this shift of destination, I would like to bring our first poll of today, if my colleague can help me here. It is about your expectation of majority of Chinese students study destination in the upcoming 12 months. I encourage all the audience to participate, to vote for your anticipation. We listed the so-called traditional top 4 and also European countries or Asia countries, or if you have other destination in mind. And on doing that, let's move on to the next slide. This is also a screenshot from the platform, and we showed university level enrollment figures across key study destinations. As expected, the most notable decline is United States, which align with the visa data we just discussed. The UK, on the other hand, continues steady upwards trends. While its number may not surpass UK in the short term, we're talking about university level, of course. But UK still holds a comparative advantage, both in terms of visa consistency and promotional effort by Chinese agency, which we will touch on shortly. And what is very interesting is that Canada's university level enrollment hasn't shown a major decline, which suggests that the visa drop we were looking at previously is likely concentrated in non-university level applicants. And also, stately, we can see Australia and New Zealand in a rebound phase. That said, we are still discussing this context of China's position as a source market, even if we see some fluctuations. Much like one of our contact agency comment on the US as a study destination, he said, yes, the number has dropped for the US, but it is still the America. The appeal and the influence remain. And the same applies to China as source market. Even if the growth is slowing down, but the market scale is still significant, it would not be a totally wise idea to abandon effort in China market entirely. Instead, now, what educators need to consider is how can we reduce cost and promote our institution more precisely to the right students. When our Bona China team spoke with agencies across the country, whether they focus on higher education or study tours, the message was consistent. This year is a tough year. And most commonly cited reason is economic pressure. And that's why we would like to guide you a quick look at the broader economic landscape in China, because it directly impacts how students and families may make their decision about study abroad. No doubt China's GDP is still growing, but the pace is slowing down. And to better understand the level of money to spend in our pocket, we can have a look at the per capita disposable income. It rose by 6.3% in 2023, dropped to 5.3 in 2024, and then tracking at a 5.5 in Q1 this year, slightly lower, still slightly lower than the same period last year, 2024. And that said, there is an interesting silver lining. The spending on education, culture, and entertainment, this is a general category, and this spending grew nearly 10% on a year-on-year in 2024. Only second to essentials goods like groceries or householding items. So we can understand that while people are becoming more cautious about spending money, families still see education as a priority. And comparing the urban resident versus rural, we can see that middle-class urban families, which make up the core of study abroad market, are experiencing a slower growth, which lead them to be more value conscious. They're tightening budgets and thinking more carefully about their decision before making a big financial commitment. Another important factor is youth and employment. I think most of you in the audience has also heard about that from your agency or your network from China market. This is really a growing concern in China. While the overall employment is stable at around 5% this year, the rate for 16 to 24 years old jumped to 18.8% in mid-2024, by far the highest across all age groups. Even young professionals who are aged around 25 to 29 are seeing a rate of 7% as of May 2025. And this pressure, they are changing what family prioritize. We see three clear trends recently is that career outcome matter more than ever. And family are asking, will this degree help my child get a job? Or will it help my child get a better career? And this pressure, they are changing what family prioritize. We see three clear trends recently is that career outcome matter more than ever. And family are asking, will this degree help my child get a job? Or will it help my child get a better career? what are the internship or work opportunity, or how this experience gonna help my kid in his future career. And there is a demand for short career-focused program, especially in postgraduate education. We're seeing growth interest in practical, skill-based training. And another observation is that some middle-income families are choosing shorter English program abroad that offer more flexible, cost-effective path, sometimes even linked to work or migration opportunity. So while China's market still holds strong long-term potential, value, career, relevance, and flexibility are now the key decision drivers. And understanding that shift will eventually help you better align your strategy in the evolving landscape.